Hi, my name is Amit. This video is going to show secondary teachers how to determine a grade for students using the Student Learning Notebook. So let's get started. As you've been entering your evidence for your conversations, observations, and products, you've had the option to not only input comments and check off success criteria that show variety and balance between the achievement chart categories, but you've also had the option to assign a level to students by checking off success criteria when students are meeting Level 3 provincial standards. It's best to always assign a level to students for these pieces of evidence in order to populate the scatter plot we will be looking at in this video. In order to access the scatter plot, you need to be in the My Students tab in the Student Learning Notebook. From here, you can click on any of the students in your class to access their scatter plot. Once you've clicked on a student, you will see their scatter plots listed. If you have tagged your learning goals to learning maps, you will see different scatter plot graphs used for each. Please refer to the Creating a Learning Map video to learn more about this. Looking at the scatter plot here, you will notice that the levels are listed on the top left and the dates are listed along the bottom. This allows you to use your professional judgment to determine how the student has been doing in your course on a more recent and most consistent basis. So, for this particular student, you will notice that they have most consistently been achieving a level 3, and more recently, they have been scoring toward the 3+ level. There are, however, a couple of level Rs that were present throughout the semester. The good thing about the Student Learning Notebook is that it allows you to click on any of the points on the scatter plot to see the comments and the specific level or success criteria that were checked off. For this particular level R, for example, I noticed that the student achieved that level because they had been absent for a long time. I would also make a note to myself to return to this goal and criteria to provide the student with another opportunity to demonstrate their learning. On the other level R, I made a comment that the student was having an off day and seemed to be bothered by something. This happens to the best of us and the best of our students, but when you enter this into a mark program that only produces a percentage, it becomes very difficult to account for these types of days. With the Student Learning Notebook, however, you are able to use your professional judgment to see that this student has more recently and more consistently been achieving at a level 3. Most professionals I show this scatter plot to would agree that this student is achieving a level 3 in the course at this point in time. After we finish up the term work, it is time to document the evidence of learning that will represent the final 30%. Input this evidence as well. Remember that more recent, most consistent policy applies only to the 70% term work, and that the 30% is somewhat independent of this. Some teachers may need or choose to calculate the 70 and 30% when there are inconsistent levels of achievement between the term work and the final 30%, but that is up to the individual teacher's professional judgment. And that's how you determine a grade for a secondary student in the Student Learning Notebook.